Alrighty, good morning everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Apologies, the volume on the stream was a little bit louder today than it should have been. Last night I was playing Morrowind, and for whatever reason the volume on Morrowind is like really low. So I had to really up the stream volume. And I was just looking at the thing, I was like, oh crap, this is like 25% louder than usual. So hopefully I didn't blow your ears out, guys. Welcome to the stream. Pretty funny listening to the pre-stream music and listening to Thugs on the Floor, the remix, which actually was made 10 years ago now. It was 10 years ago now that I had been playing Mass Effect 2. That's why this is the 10th anniversary run. And that's when that remix was made. So a decade ago I was playing this game, and a decade ago the remix came out. The bugs in the air, flying everywhere. Pretty cool. So welcome, everyone, to a fun streaming day. We got some stuff to talk about today. In particular, you know, an unexpected game demo dropped overnight that we'll talk a little bit about here. Also, the schedule for the week, which is very different from the normal schedule, because I will actually be here streaming tomorrow and for the next several days, actually, which is not common, to say the least. Usually tomorrow, Tuesday, is my day off, but it's not this week. Things got shuffled around a bit. Okay, so we'll talk about that. We got new games that have started, and we'll be continuing later in the week. We got another new game tomorrow. We got a lot of good stuff going on, all right? We've got a lot of good stuff to talk about. So welcome, my friends, to the stream. How's everyone doing? Today's the 2nd of March, 2020. I hope you all had a good weekend, and you're ready to welcome March in with open arms. The spring is coming, right? The spring is coming soon, an end to the winter. Hopefully. A lot of people like that. For me, meh, the winter ain't so bad out here in Washington. The winter's very mild. A lot of rain and a lot of cloudy. Today it's very cloudy outside, which is good. It means my office won't heat up as I'm streaming. But I understand why some people like the nice, warmer weather. Spring, you know, the renewal of life. The plants are blooming, which probably means I'm going to get allergies sooner rather than later. But, all right, so let's talk, guys. Let's talk about a lot of stuff here, all right? So first of all, I am here for the next 3 days streaming, all right? FYI. It is actually Thursday of my week of this week that I will be not streaming, and then I'm going to have 4 more days of streaming, and then it's probably Tuesday of next week we try to get back on track as my day off. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people have been wondering, you know, what's going on with my schedule. And, you know, I've been very lucky the past few months to be able to have consistency in the schedule and have Tuesday be my day off has been kind of a lucky thing in that regard. Like, you know, normally there'd be fluctuation. And it was actually, I'd say, probably the past 3 to 4 months where I've had a lot of consistency in my days off. But for a while there, it was fluctuating. Maybe it would be Monday, maybe it would be a Tuesday or a Wednesday, depending on scheduling and stuff. I've just been lucky. But this week, due to scheduling and appointments and all kinds of stuff, I'm not able to have tomorrow off. I have to wait till a little bit later in the week, which is why I'm here streaming, you know, longer than usual. Usually it'll be 6 straight days. It's going to be 8 straight days, okay? So, good stuff in that regard. You know, good content coming, new release content and everything. We'll talk about that in a moment. But before we get to all that, before we get to the schedule, let's talk about the big unannounced and surprise dropping of a demo last night. Of course, the whole internet is abuzz about it. Everyone who's into gaming is talking about it. The Final Fantasy VII remastered demo was released for the PlayStation 4 overnight. Only the PlayStation 4, because it's a year exclusive on PS4 before it's going to come to Xbox systems. Okay? So, this demo dropped, and it's about an hour long. And it's exactly what we've already seen. There's literally nothing new in there, besides the fact that it's showing the full-on dialogue and stuff between characters. That's the new stuff in the game. But outside of that, apparently this demo is just the Scorpion boss fight, a little bit of other stuff, you know, combat leading up to it. It's basically not anything new that we have not seen or not expected. Okay? So just to, you know, let you guys know that. It's not any, oh my god, it's a whole new segment of the game we haven't seen yet. No, it's not. The demo is very much exactly what we've already been shown. Okay? It's only about an hour long. So, people have been asking me, am I going to check it out? Quite frankly, I don't think so. Here's why. 2 reasons. Number 1, an hour is not even long enough to fill a stream. Just being honest. You know, even a night stream, an hour, what would we do for the next hour? Just have to dick around, right? Number 2, I'm playing the game next month 100% for sure. All right? I'm very intrigued by this remake. Final Fantasy VII is a game I've been very critical of over the years, although I've never played it for the internet. I've never done a playthrough of the original Final Fantasy VII for the internet. You know, instead, I just talked about it, my memories of the game and everything, and being very critical of the game, but I never, you know, firsthand experienced the game and interacted with you guys and had that kind of a playthrough. So, being that I'm already going to be playing the game next month, here's the thing. I don't really want to spoil myself, okay? It would be one thing if, like, the game was coming out in 3 or 4 months, okay? And you're like, okay, here's an early demo to let you see what the game's going to be like. The game's coming out in April. So, for me to play this now, what's going to end up happening is when I play the full game in April, I'm going to be bored. I'm going to be redoing the same intro segment and being like, okay, this is what we saw in the demo, so let's rush through it, which I don't want to do. I want to kind of, you know, I play this game, I want to take my time with it, I want to immerse myself in it. I don't want it to feel like, oh man, I'm redoing this portion of the game that I already saw because I played the demo a month before. Okay? And I kind of want that to be my honest first-time reaction to when I see those things. I do the boss fight, I see the graphics, I see the interaction of the characters, the dialogue. I want that all to be a first-time experience. All digestible as one thing rather than, oh, I saw this early. You know, this happens with certain games where you play the demo, and then when you go to play the final game, you're bored at the beginning of the game because you've already seen that whole section. And I don't want that to happen. I want it to be like, I'm excited right from the get-go. A lot of people have already asked me, also, am I going to be checking out a Resident Evil 3 remake demo? And I'm like, probably not. You know, like, I don't want to do that either. Like, now that now that we played Resident Evil 2 remake, and we know what that game is, right? Do I want to play the Resident Evil 3 remake demo and spoil again a segment of the game? Probably not. You know? I could say that if these were games I was on the fence about, right, and I wasn't sold on if I was going to get them or whatever, that would be a different thing. But I am 100% sold. I'm 100% getting both games and playing both games as full playthroughs, okay? So, I don't think so. Unless there's such insane amount of screaming for me to do it, I don't think I'm doing this Final Fantasy demo. But here's the thing. Today, this thing is hype. You want to know why it's hype today? Because no one knew it was coming out. It was a surprise. When things are released as a surprise, everyone gets hyped about it. Everyone goes nuts. Goes, you know, oh, we all got to do it. You got to be part of that hype train. You got to be part of that thing, especially because it's free. Everyone's freaking out about it. Within a couple days, no one's going to be talking about it anymore. That's how it works. That's exactly how the hype train works. I know. Trust me. I've seen many a hype train pass me by, and I know exactly how they work. So, it is what it is. You know, you can play it for yourself. It's free. Everyone can play it. I'm not going to spoil myself. I'm going to stay back and stick to kind of my schedule so that I can basically not spoil myself for next month. I don't want that early experience to be spoiled, okay? So there you go. All right? Okay. So that's my opinion. Fair enough? Now let's actually talk about what I will be doing. Today, we're continuing on with Mass Effect 2. Now, some people have already said on social media, why are you doing this? Well, because yesterday we played the Mega Man Zero Collection, and within 4 hours, I almost beat the whole first game. People basically said, yeah, you have no idea, but you're like right at the end. Like, there's like maybe like 1 or 2 major things left. You know, boss gauntlet at the end, like usual with Mega Man games and stuff. But you're like almost done with the entirety of the game. You've already beaten it. Like, damn, really? So, if anything, this shows that the new autosave system that they put into the game just shows that older games like this, you know, the only reason they were monstrously challenging back in the day was because they didn't have modern saving systems and checkpoint systems, right? If this game didn't have the new checkpoint system, more than likely I wouldn't even be halfway through the game because you have to replay the whole fucking stage to get to the bosses. And the bosses, quite frankly, are hard. They are. They're challenging. But they're fun. I feel that they're fair. I do feel that way. But I think that, sadly, with no modern checkpoint system, they basically become incredibly grindy. Because every time you die once or twice, oh, now I have to redo the whole stage and get back to the boss. It's like, yeah, but the only thing that's challenging me is the boss. Why do I have to replay the whole stage from the start and waste my time? And that's why, over time, games advance and they have modern checkpoint systems. And that's why when they re-released this collection, they added a modern checkpoint system. They realized that the modern gamers, we've all had advanced technology so much to the point that we don't want to have no checkpoints. See? So, we shall see what happens, okay? But people liked the stream yesterday, but I didn't want to go overload and immediately beat a game, get into the next one, and you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of fast. So, what we're going to do is we're going to resume that later this week. I'll tell you about that in a moment, okay? Today, we're going back to Mass Effect 2. Reason I really want to focus on Mass Effect 2 a little bit more is because at this point, we're roughly halfway through the game, and I don't even have all the party members yet. So, what I want to do today is focus on getting those party members I have not recruited yet, okay? And then maybe doing some more loyalty missions, and doing all that stuff. You know, trying to unlock more of the game and get further in. I am really enjoying this playthrough. I hope you guys are too. And I am looking forward to more today. Another, chill 3 to 4 hours of gameplay. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun, especially with the Renegade choices and seeing how they affect things and how you can progress through the story and get away with stuff. Like when I was on the Citadel, and instead of saying, oh, I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel, and because you did that, you get a discount. Instead, you basically find different ways to intimidate each vendor differently to make them give you the discount, which is pretty cool. Okay? So, trying to, do as much as I can. And the other thing is, too, Mass Effect 2, I basically want to finish this playthrough up before the ginormous new releases hit this month. We got a few coming up. We got Neo 2. We got Doom Eternal. And I don't want Mass Effect 2 being kind of held up and never being finished. Being that it is a 10-year anniversary run. I don't want the thing to be like in limbo forever as we tackle the new releases. So I do feel this is the game that I should focus in a little bit more on. The Mega Man Collection, yeah, I'm going to play more of it. But the games are short, so it's not that big of a deal. I don't need to finish the collection. I don't have pressure to finish the entirety of the collection in any kind of a short time frame. While I'm already in the midst of this playthrough and I kind of want to get further in. Okay? So, hopefully that's satisfactory to all of you. It's what I'm looking forward to today for sure. Okay? So that's today. Now tonight, my weekly Minecraft chill stream, where we hang out in Minecraft for a couple of hours. Should be fun. We're going to continue on with the mob grinder that we've been working on the past few weeks. We did significant progress on it last week. And I'm looking forward to more tonight, seeing what else we can do. Okay? And then we may begin work on a new project. There's an egg that we may begin preparation work for. Mr. Papavera was working on that for us. So we'll talk about that tonight when we get to Minecraft, okay? But should be a fun stream tonight. Tomorrow, I am here. Yes, I am here streaming for a brand new release. It's actually a rarity. It's a Tuesday release, too. It's another thing. Like, it's rare when a game comes out on a Tuesday these days. Most new releases, big ones, are coming out on Fridays. But this week we've got a Tuesday new release. It's Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, a brand new fighting game franchise that is based more on old school gameplay, like basic footsies and spacing, and ground-based fighting game gameplay instead of all these crazy, flashy, wave dashing, double jumping, tagging in and out, 400 hit, 100% damage, hit once, you're done combos. The game's not like that, okay? And that's a good thing. It's refreshing to play a more classic game at this point, okay? Because so many games now have gone by that formula that it's going to be refreshing to do something a little different, I feel. The other thing is the game is a hybrid. Yes, it's a competitive fighting game, but at the same time, the game has a robust RPG-esque story mode where you play as the characters going through story scenarios, and as you use them, you level up their talents and abilities with experience points, much like an RPG. So it's actually got a pretty unique single-player story mode balanced in with a competitive fighter. So that's what we're going to check out tomorrow for the first time. and we're going to see how it goes. Hopefully I like the game. You know, it's a medieval style game. It's supposed to be like knights and people with magic abilities fighting each other. So that should be pretty cool. I hope you'll join me for that tomorrow. That could be a really fun, debut playthrough tomorrow. So check that out. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, premiering tomorrow on stream. Tomorrow night, the late stream will be the conclusion of Donkey Kong 64. Finally! Yes, finally. Finally, we will be able to finish this fucker. We will be able to say goodbye to those no good goddamn dirty apes and move on to something else. Thank God. What a torturous game this has been, right? So finally tomorrow night we finish that up. We're already on the final stage. We just got to find 2 more fairies. We unlock the final banana, and then we beat the game with all the bananas and everything. So I am ready. I hope you guys are ready to finish this fucker tomorrow night, okay? And then after that, we're going to have a party. We're going to pop the champagne bottles. We're going to get crunk up in here. We're going to celebrate when it's over. Yes. It's going to be great. Okay. Wednesday, we're going to do more Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. We're going to do 2 days of it back-to-back, and this is the big new release of the week. We'll probably be continuing on more with the single-player story mode, okay? And then Wednesday night, it's the conclusion of Pokemon Sword, which has also been a playthrough I've been doing for an exceptionally long time. I've been playing this game weekly since November, okay? Finally, we're going to get the final 8 Pokemon, all right? Finally, we're going to get this done. I can't wait to get the final 8 Pokemon. So that's going to be fun. And then that game will go on hiatus until the DLC's released later this year. I believe there's one in June, and then one's supposed to be coming out in like the fall. And I'm definitely going to be doing playthroughs of those because the playthrough of Final Fantasy Sword, what on earth? The playthrough of Pokemon Sword has gone so well. It's been one of my favorite playthroughs of the past few years, so I'm definitely looking forward to more of that. Okay. Okay. Then Thursday I'm off. All right. I'll be back on Friday with, yes, more Mega Man Zero Collection. Okay. So it's going to resume on Friday. We're going to finish up Mega Man 01 and likely start up Mega Man 02 on that day. And then Friday night, my weekly throwback Street Fighter stream, old school Street Fighter, fighting game content. That should be fun. Saturday, we're probably going to go back to Mass Effect 2. The only thing is, if Grand Blue Fantasy is so good that people want to see more of it right away, then maybe we'll do more Grand Blue Fantasy. So, Saturday, Sunday, one day is going to be Mass Effect 2, one day is going to be Grand Blue Fantasy, depending on how stuff goes. Okay? Fair enough? And then, I know this is going to sound weird, but both Saturday and Sunday night, I may be doing Elder Scrolls Morrowind. Okay? Here's why. First of all, I didn't get very far last night. It was a fun stream, but I didn't really get very far. I learned a few of the basic game mechanics of the game, but we basically just got out of the intro area. That's all we did for 2 hours, okay? As you know, every Monday I do my Minecraft stream, and I don't want to change that this week, so I'm actually thinking we'll do Morrowind Saturday night and Sunday night, in order to progress and learn a little bit more and get further into the game. And then Monday, we'll either do more Mega Man or, whatever I didn't play as much during the weekend. And then Monday night will be Minecraft. And then that Tuesday is my day off. Okay? So, there you go. That's kind of the schedule for the next, week, roughly. I hope that sounds good to you. I know that it's a different kind of schedule, but at least we got some new release content in there. We got new stuff going on. And I hope that is satisfactory to you. Okay? Now, also, reminder. We have a sub goal that has launched for the month of March. We're only 1 day in, and we're already only about 25 subs away from hitting the goal. Which is crazy because yesterday we were like over 50 subs away. So, the power of having a goal to reach, I swear to you guys, it's crazy. You set up a goal, immediately people want to reach that goal. And they start working to do it. And it's pretty amazing, the response that you get. Okay? So the sub goal for the month of March is 675 subs. if we hit that many subs, concurrent subs, at any time during the month, we'll be doing the next Viewer's Choice event. The last one was Donkey Kong 64. So this one, you know, what we're going to do is we hit the sub goal. People will start nominating games that will be a playthrough. All right? And then they'll start voting later on said games. And probably what will happen is by the end of March, roughly, we'll have an idea of what the next Viewer's Choice playthrough is going to be. And that'll be integrated into my content, you know, moving forward, probably starting in April. Okay? So there you go. Now, if we hit a second tier goal, which we haven't, you know, I'm not going to talk about that yet till we hit the tier 1 goal, but there will be a second tier goal, and if we hit that, then I will have another reward in store for you guys. Okay? So, there you go. There you go. All right, guys, just wanted to throw that out there. All right, are we ready? We're ready for the next segment. I hope so. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now move on to the gratuitous plugs segment of my pre-stream. Thank you guys so much for 11 awesome years that I've been able to be a content creator here on the internet on a daily basis, sharing my gameplay experiences with all of you. I firmly believe that I am one of the luckiest people on this planet because I, on a daily basis, get to do what I love for a living. It is my passion, video games. It really is. It's been my hobby, and now it's my job. And how many people could say that? That they turned their passion into the way that they make a living. I'm incredibly lucky to have been able to do that and be successful, okay? So that being said, thank you for that. I appreciate, you know, what we have every single day. These cool interactive experiences, the way that we share gameplay. It's really awesome, all right? Thank you. If you like the fact that I'm here 6 days a week putting out, you know, full days of streaming for you, if you like the fact that I still upload the archives of my streams over on DSPGaming on YouTube, despite the fact that, you know, YouTube ad revenue pretty much is abysmally low. You know, even with the views that I bring in on my channel on a monthly basis, you know, the ad revenue is pretty much non-existent at this point, okay? So I rely on crowdfunding during streams, you know, to make ends meet as my primary source of income. So if you like that, if you like everything I do, you want to see this continue, and you want to help out with that, please consider contributing via one of the following methods that I'm about to outline on this pre-stream, okay? But before we even get to any of those, one thing that I want to say up front and make abundantly clear to all of you, my streams are free, all right? I don't charge for them. They're not paid subscription-based content, and contributions are much appreciated, but are not mandatory. I don't want anyone coming to this stream feeling pressured, like, oh man, I'm the odd man out because I'm not contributing today. I don't want anyone feeling like I'm expecting anything. I feel that it is going above and beyond being a standard stream viewer to come on here and support me in any way, shape, or form. I'm incredibly grateful for all of you for supporting me in my efforts to keep doing what I love for a living and to allow me to do that, okay? It's pretty amazing what I get to do every day. And it's all because of you guys. So thank you for that, all right? And know that I appreciate every single thing you guys do for me. I don't take it for granted. And please don't feel like, oh no, I can't contribute today or whatever. You don't have to feel like that at all, okay? Fair enough? Now, indeed, if you can contribute and you would like to, here are the ways that you can, and please consider doing so. Okay? First of all, I have a Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil. As of now, everyone's Patreon pledges have processed for the month of February. And as of last night, I sent out all the messages to the patrons via patreon.com explaining what perks you've qualified for and how to get them. So, if you're a patron, please check your inboxes. Thank you very much to everyone who is an ongoing patron of mine. If you're not a patron and you want to check it out, go give it a look. The website explains everything. The way it works is, when you do contribute via Patreon, you earn personal perks depending on the level of contribution that you gave, okay? All the information is there on the website, patreon.com/darksidephil, so give it a look. And thanks to anyone who is a current patron, and thanks to anyone who would consider even becoming one in the future. I appreciate that, okay? Alrighty then. I have a Teespring store where I sell all kinds of merchandise. It's primarily t-shirts, but there is some other stuff over there like sweatshirts, mugs, hoodies, stickers, etc. Good quality stuff I can attest to because I own a bunch of it myself, okay? So please give it a look. Anything you buy helps me out. You get a cool collectible out of it. There you go. It's a good deal, as they say. If you're here live on the stream today, chances are you'll probably want to contribute in a way that maybe will get you some recognition here on the stream, okay? So, if you either cheer with bits, or you subscribe to my channel, or you tip me today, any of those three methods, I will give you a nice live shout out on the stream as a way of saying thank you, okay? Now, please understand, if you want to ensure that you get that shout out, please make sure that what you're saying or doing in your messages are in line with the rules of the stream. Don't try to derail the stream with stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with what we're doing on stream. No giant paragraphs, no song lyrics, etc. It's at my own discretion and my own subjective judgment what I say and do on my streams. So please understand that. And please know that is ultimately under my control, okay? I am grateful for all your contributions. I do my best to give shout-outs that don't, derail the stream or do something stupid. So, in general, most people get it. In general, the streams are pretty positive and great. So, okay. Now, as you guys can see at the top of your screens, we have a stream stats leaderboard. This leaderboard tracks things such as top cheerer and top tipper of a stream. So, it's a great way to get recognized during a live stream for your contributions, okay? Now, in addition to that, we have other leaderboards that are built in to Twitch itself. These leaderboards track things such as the top cheerers of the week with bits, as well as the top subbing gifters of the week. Top people who have gifted subscriptions to the channel. So, those have reset overnight because Twitch considers Monday the first day of the streaming week. So those leaderboards are pretty fresh, meaning there's no way that they're filled up by now. If you were to either cheer or to give subs today, chances are you're definitely going to get up on those leaderboards and get noticed for your contributions, okay? So, many ways to contribute, many ways to get recognition for said contributions, all right? Very matter-of-factly, if you're wondering what's the best way to contribute and help me out, tipping does help slightly more than everything else. The reason being is every other contribution method besides tipping has a processing time. If you cheer or sub or get something from my Teespring or whatever, I will get positive benefit from that in the long term. But really tipping is where I get the short-term benefits. Okay? So, if you tip me, those are funds I can use immediately to put towards something else, whether it's paying bills, whether it's paying taxes, whether it's grocery shopping, all these things that are necessities. Tomorrow tonight actually, I gotta buy Grand Blue Fantasy for tomorrow. That's where all those funds come from, your tips, guys. So, if you'd like to help me out the most today, please consider tipping me. All right? Now, I'm not looking to give towards in the mouth. If you guys contribute via any of the other methods, spectacular. I'm super grateful. Thank you. But tipping does help slightly more. So, how do you tip? If you look below the stream, there's a tips jar button you can click on, or you can type !tip into the stream chat. Either way takes you to my PayPal tips page, all right? You can either tip using a registered PayPal account if you have one. If not, you can actually tip using just a major debit or credit card, much like anything else you buy on the internet. However, when you first go to my tips page, that option may not be readily available, especially if you're on a mobile device, because typically those options don't show up unless you're on the fully loaded desktop version of the site. So I recommend you do that on your mobile device or just go to a desktop computer to make it easier, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking out for all of you, okay? I want to make sure that my viewers are protected. I want to make sure that you guys are safe on the internet, and I want to try to help you from being harassed, okay? So I have a few suggestions for you, okay? You may not realize this, but there's a lot of people out there on the internet who are out to hurt people just for the sake of doing it. They don't get anything personal, no gain or anything out of it. It's not logical what they do. But there's a group of people out there. They like messing with people just because they can get away with it anonymously over the internet, and there's literally no repercussions for it. Okay? So they can just because they can. I know that doesn't make sense to us. You're like, wait a minute. Why would you just mess with someone just for the hell of it? Because they can. There's really no reasoning behind it. That's just how they are. They're messed up in the head, these people. Okay? You may not realize it. But you probably have a large amount of personal information already available to the public on the internet. Just think about your social media accounts like Facebook and Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. You probably got friends, family, your places you hang out, maybe where you work. All this information is probably right there public for everyone to find. And you'd be surprised how people can mobilize that kind of information to harass you and make your life miserable, okay? So that being said, if you are considering contributing during today's stream, first of all, thank you in advance for that. I appreciate that. But I strongly recommend that you take actions to protect yourselves, all right? If you're going to contribute during today's stream, for example, if you're going to tip me, you can tip anonymously. You don't have to use your name at all. You can just say anonymous tip, and then no one will know it's you, okay? Or you can completely make up a name that has absolutely nothing to do with you or your real life name or persona or your social media profile. You could just make something up, and then no one would be able to associate that contribution with you. The reason I say this is because there are people who look at streams and they say, oh, here's someone contributing, and I don't like that streamer, so I'm going to harass the person, who contributed. That's the last thing that I would want to happen to any of my viewers, okay? So please take steps to protect yourself. Be diligent in the information you put out there. And if you are considering contributing, all right, please hide your identity so that way people can't utilize the information against you. All right? Sound good? All righty then. Excuse me. All right, guys. So, thanks for being patient. Let's now get on to the third and final segment of the pre-stream. This is the shout-outs. This is when I take a moment to say thank you for all of your contributions. We update the leaderboards and get that going. And we have a little bit of conversation, depending on what you guys are asking me and stuff, before we get to the gameplay of the stream. Okay? All right. So, let's do it. Oops. What did I just click? Okay, let's do it. Let me scroll down here on my laptop. All right. So, first of all, there was an overnight contribution from PW Dubs. And he says, I apologize about last night. I was drunk. I was saying everything settles. I was talking about once your tax issues clear up, there has to be one less thing that you're stressed out about, and I'm fine with everything with the Yoshi statue. All right, so it sounds like he's liking the idea we're having for the Yoshi's egg statue. Hopefully, PW Dubs, you'll be here tomorrow for the Minecraft, or tonight for the Minecraft stream. Because if we're going to try to make this egg a certain color, we need some guidance on what you would like, okay? So, anyway, PW Dubs. Here's the thing. Everything's step by step. And I don't want to go too much into my personal stuff at this point because, quite frankly, it's no one's business. But you got to go step by step, right? Right now, I'm working on the whole bankruptcy thing. It's going through. It's in process. The likely outcome here is that within a couple of months, we'll have a determination on, bankruptcy and it finalizing and all of that. And how that's going to determine, my long-term financial future, depending on how it goes through and all of that. Once it's done and it's locked in, that's going to determine how much money I have to do things like pay taxes, okay? What I'm hoping is that within the next, couple of months, now things will settle. I'll be, my back taxes will be on payment plans and that I can afford. My future taxes I'll be paying on a monthly basis, like I was supposed to be doing all along, but I couldn't do because I had so much unsecured debt in my name that I couldn't afford anything, okay? So that's the whole purpose of this whole thing going on with the bankruptcy, is that I'm trying to get all those unimportant unsecured debts, out of here so I can pay the important things I'm supposed to be paying, i.e. the taxes. That's what the government wants me to do, okay? So, once that all happens, then we'll see moving forward how stuff is, It could be incredibly tight for quite a long time, because it all depends on how things go down. If I end up on a payment plan, then, it is what it is. I have to pay a certain amount every month or whatever. And, I don't know how long those things last. It could be for my whole life. Who freaking knows? But, at the very least, hopefully I won't be in situations like I previously was where it's like, damn, my bank account's being overdrawn constantly and I can't even pay the next bill because of this and that. Like, at least I'll be out of that situation, okay? So that's the point here, is to try to get on better financial footing for the long term. And it's not going to be easy. And, you know, the whole thing with bankruptcy is that, you know, at the very minimum, it affects yourself for 7+ years. All right. So, yeah, 7 years of my life, I'm going to basically be very tight financially, and there's nothing I can do about it. All right. It's better than being behind financially and not being able to afford anything. Right. So that's the situation I'm trying to look at now. If things work out, good stuff for the future, you know, maybe things turn into a good position and I can afford stuff again, you know, like I can look to affording new equipment. I can look to affording other stuff for the business, etc., that I've held back on spending money on for a long time. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. But I don't know. The thing is, the future's uncertain. The future will be uncertain for a while. My whole goal is to get to a situation where I can afford everything that's the absolute necessity that's expected of me from the government, etc., you know, taxes and the like. And I'm not worrying about how am I going to make minimum payments and how am I going to do this and that. It's more about, let's just not have those stresses in the back of my mind every day and instead just worry about the immediate future. And you know what I mean? It's a lot different. You know, these last few years have been very, very, very stressful for me. It's been one thing after another, very negative and screwing me over. And every year, tax time, things are bad. You know what I mean? So I want that to go away. Okay? So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this and moving forward. You know, when I have information to give, I will. If I feel it is pertinent to the public to know it. There's a lot of information I'm not going to be making public because it's none of anyone's business. Okay? But, you know, thanks for caring. Thanks for asking. Fair enough? All right. Orv Chakov subscribed overnight. Thank you, Orv Chakov, for an overnight sub. I appreciate that. Okay. Now, people who contributed during today's stream. We actually started off with K Styles, who did a 1,000-bit cheer. Thank you very much, K Styles, for a 1,000-bit cheer. Very generous way to start the stream off today. And he says, Square Enix dropped the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo. Are you checking it out? And the answer, we already answered it, no. I don't want to spoil my experience next month. I don't want it to feel like next month I'm replaying an hour of the game that I've already played is boring. I want to experience it all in one digestible, you know, portion as it's meant to be experienced. You know, so the answer is no. Okay. Mr. Papavera did a 50-bit cheer. And he says the following. You might have seen the Final Fantasy VII demo dropped. He says, for this current gen, it's about as beautiful as it can get. Which I think was the plan, because late in the console's life, devs know how to take full advantage of the hardware. And that's why it's being released now, late in this gen, than early next gen. It's looking pretty nice. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Papavera, for the 50-bit cheer. I appreciate that. And I kind of agree with you. If you haven't noticed, in, you know, early console games and early new life of a new generation of console typically are not optimized well. They don't run very well. You know, it's new tech. So I get it. If you look back at last console gen, one of the best running games of the last console generation era was The Last of Us, right? That was one of the last major games released for the PlayStation 3. And look how outstanding that game ran on the PlayStation 3. Because they had mastered the hardware and they knew what the hell they were doing. Right? So there you go. It makes sense that they would want to do this now on the end of an era, mastering everything that they did on the PS4. Okay? So I agree with you there, Mr. Papavera. Good insight. Top Dollar tipped me $1. Have you paid your tax lawyer? Yes, I explained this many times. I don't know why people keep asking. Yes, I paid the tax lawyer. He's been paid. I paid him the very next morning after the marathon. Excuse me. So, yes, everything there is good. Now it's on me to get him the information to do my taxes, which I still haven't finished. I have to go through a lot of data still. I thought I had most of it done, and I don't. There's a few months of data that I didn't finish. And I need time to actually sit down and do it. So by the end of this week, you know, I got to get him that data. But yeah, that's all said and done. And now all I got to do is get him the data, and then I should be good to go with those taxes. So no, don't worry about that. That's all fine. All right? All right. Shizzle Boy did a 50-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Shizzle Boy. I appreciate that very much. Mother Pucka Jones resubscribed for 7 months, and he says, looking forward to the Mass Effect playthrough. Me as well. Looking forward to more today. You're excited with this, okay? Very nice. Thank you for the resub and the ongoing support. Sundance McGee did a 100-bit cheer. He said, I didn't want to be the odd one out, dude, laughing out loud. So I said, yeah, I said about 20 minutes ago, oh, don't feel like you're the odd one out if you can't contribute today. He's basically, doing a riff on that, so. Okay. Kanye Glover in the cut. To me, $3.30. And he says, hello, my lord. Please use these funds immediately for something, and good luck on the stream today. All right. Thank you, Kanye. Let me get you up on the leaderboard here. You're the top tipper of the day. That was $3.30. Yes. Thank you very much for that. Gets us to $4 in tips so far today. Appreciate that. Okay. Chunky Jack did a 100-bit cheer. He said, did your gout explode all over your equipment? Hopefully not. It sounds awful. No, it did not. That's not how it works. Gout does not explode. Okay? What gout does is it causes these acid crystals to form in your joints. And therefore, where you're affected by gout basically becomes insanely swollen, insanely pink, like really, like the whole area of your body looks pink, like really, really discolored. And it hurts like fucking crazy. It's excruciating, constant pain. And there's really nothing you can do about it. You can take anti-inflammatories, but they don't necessarily solve the problem. They just alleviate some of the pressure so it feels slightly better. When you get a serious issue of a gout, like a gout flare-up, it could last upwards of 2 weeks, depending on how bad it is. Lucky for me, I've not had a major gout flare-up in years. Every once in a while, I'll wake up one day, oh man, my foot feels a little sore, and then it goes away. So that's not a big deal, because I've adjusted my lifestyle, my diet, hugely. I barely ever eat red meat. When I do, it's usually in smaller portions. It's usually for me a lot of chicken and or fish, or veggies and grains and stuff like that. It's not almost no red meat in my diet to speak of, to make sure that doesn't affect. Also, shellfish. I almost never eat shellfish ever. I do other things as well. Adjusting in my lifestyle here. I used to drink a ton. A constant drinking liquor. I don't do that anymore. I used to. Now I also do things like drink cherry juice and stuff too, which not that it's scientifically proven, but hey, I've been drinking cherry juice for years now, and I haven't had a major flare up. So obviously it's doing something. All right, so there you go. Yeah, it's terrible when it happens, when it flares up, but no, my foot does not explode. It does not have gore and visceral, disgusting things squirting everywhere all over my equipment. That's not how gout works. Okay, fair enough. Cher took me $1.30 and asks, do you believe in love after love? I can feel something inside me saying, I really don't think strong enough. Oh. All right, so maybe you didn't sing the whole thing, but it did say, do you believe in life after love? Also, the Division 2 is only $3 today. Will you be getting it? No. I played the Division 2 last year when it was free around E3. And my feelings were as follows. It's not a bad game. It's definitely an interesting team-based shooter. Class-based, how each class gets special abilities or the like. If you're going to play this regularly with your friends, it's a place to hang out and have social interaction with your buds while you're killing things and obtaining objectives. Great. Delightful. But if you're looking for like a hot new release or something that's like notable, nah. I played it co-op with some people. I didn't have a bad time, but at the same time I was like, meh. If I had a group of friends who I want to do team up co-op with on a regular basis, maybe that's the game I would do it in. But it's nothing to write home about. Just like the first game, it's nothing to write home about. So for $3, would I buy the Division 2? Nah. The reason they're selling Division 2 for $3 is twofold. Number one, no one's buying the game anymore. No one. No one cares about that game anymore. So they're trying to get a new audience to buy it. And hopefully, play it long term rather than buy it for $3, play it for an hour, say, meh, this game stunk, and then never play it again. So they figure this will give them a new customer base, get some new eyes on it because it's so cheap. In addition, if you're not aware, the new DLC just came out for it. So that's really the catch here. They're trying to get people to buy the game for $3, play it, and be like, the base game sucks because everyone's playing the DLC, then spend money on the DLC. That's what they want. Okay? So, there you go. They want that DLC money. Okay. So now, let's go ahead and let's give a shout out to those who've contributed via cheering so far today. Not very many. Okay. Crapcock did a 50-bit cheer. Thank you, Crapcock. Sizzle Boy cheered 50 bits. Mr. Papavera cheered 50 bits. Thank you, guys. Then in third place so far, there's a tie for second place this week between Chunky Jack and Sundance McGee. And then K-Styles with that 1,000-bit cheer is the top cheer of the week so far. No surprise. Like I said, the leaderboard just reset. No one has gifted a sub yet this week. So. Okay. Colden Golds tipped me $1.33 and says, hey, Phil, I hope this helps. And I'll give you a full $1. There you go. Thank you. You've covered the processing fees. I appreciate that. Thank you to Colden Golds. Name sounds familiar somehow. I don't know why, though. So thank you, Colden Golds. Crapcock did a 50-bit cheer. Says you're going to try out Diablo 4 when it comes out. Not sure if you like action RPGs or not. Well, in the 90s, I really liked Diablo 1 and 2. I didn't play Diablo 1 that much. Diablo 2 I thought was insanely addicting, outstanding, super fun. Very different kind of game from the kind of game that I was used to playing back then. Back then Blizzard was hot. You had StarCraft and its expansions. And then you had Diablo 1 and 2. And then, of course, you had Warcraft 3, which was ginormously popular and led into the whole development of World of Warcraft. So, all that being said, I love Diablo 1 and 2. Diablo 3 came out early on in my days as a content creator for the internet. I got it on PC, and I played it on PC, and I did a full playthrough of it, and I'll be quite honest with all of you. I didn't like it that much. I thought it was nowhere near as good as the original 2. My viewing audience hated it. They thought it was one of the most boring playthroughs I'd ever done, and that was back in the day when I was popular, too. This isn't like, a couple years ago. This is like, 8 years ago? Something like that? I can't remember exactly when it came out. But essentially it was not well received, even by my large viewing audience that I had at the time. People were like, wow, Diablo 3 was boring as shit. So I wasn't impressed. And then, of course, over the years, they ported Diablo 3 to every possible fucking thing. Don't ask me why. And now they're making Diablo 4. Okay? Basically, I just kind of, I don't know. Like, am I against playing it? No. I'm interested to see what they've done with it, but Blizzard doesn't have a very good track record recently. The last few years have not been good for them. Quite frankly, I can't even think of a good thing that they've released in the past 4 years. I mean, the last thing I could think of that was huge for them was Overwatch, right? After that, it was like 100 expansions for Overwatch, World of Warcraft Remastered. They just released that Warcraft 3 remaster that apparently everyone hates. I can't think of anything else going on with Blizzard right now. If anything, they're busy pissing people off, releasing Diablo mobile games no one wants, and, suspending people who are in their competitive communities for making political statements. Like, there's just a lot going on with them that's not very positive right now. Okay? So, I don't know if I'm sold on, I don't know if I'm sold on a Diablo 4. I guess I would need more information. I would definitely want to know more about, Diablo 4 before I made a decision. Am I interested in it? Of course I am. Like I said, I played Diablo 4 a bunch. I played Diablo a bunch. But I don't know if Diablo 4 is going to be great. We'll have to see. Okay? Okay. Replay Brutal Legend DSP to me $1. So would you agree that getting the coronavirus from biting off the head of bats is why Ozzy Osbourne is having health issues and canceling concerts? If actually coronavirus came from eating bats, you would think that Ozzy Osbourne would have gotten sick from it a long time ago. But No, let's stop that right now. Let's stop this foolishness. But thanks for the dollar tip. K Mayshart 101 gifted a sub to Neon Zombie. So congratulations to Neon Zombie, and thank you K Mayshart for the support. I'm just curious how sub count's doing. All right, we lost a ton of subs. I'm not even kidding. We're down to 643. So, yeah, we were at 651 when the stream started. We're now down to 643. So, sadly, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. We're now about a little over 30 subs away. No, yeah, 30 subs away from hitting the sub goal, guys. Okay. Hitting the sub goal would be great. It means that we're going to be doing a Viewer's Choice Marathon, FYI, so please consider subbing today if you can. Remember, the best way to contribute is by tipping me today, okay? All right, well, guess what? That's it. That's the pre-stream. It was a shorter one. We didn't have too much to talk about, so let's end the pre-stream. Very briefly, I'll go use the restroom, and then we'll come back and get started here with Mass Effect 2. My plan of action for today, all right? We're going to continue. If you remember, we were in a certain galaxy. We were scanning planets. I want to keep scanning those planets just to get them mapped out and get resources and see if there's any side quests. Then the first order of action, once we're just done kind of with that side stuff, we're going to go get the final party members I've not recruited yet. There's 2 that are available right now. So I want to get them in our party only because we got to unlock their loyalty missions and everything. And, you know, if you don't have them in the party, it gets more tedious later on. So let's get them in the party. Let's do their missions, recruit them, and then see where the game takes us for the rest of the stream. Fair enough? All right, guys. So take a very brief break here. I'll go use the restroom. You guys also, you know, take a break, quick, use the restroom, get a snack, whatever you need, a drink. And I'll be right back with Mass Effect 2. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you in just a bit. All right. You guys want... Oh, people are screaming they want music. All right, fine. I'll play music. All right.